welcome in to Texans Today. I'm your host, Jeremy Chuggs, and we've got an eye-popping show for you today. Could the Houston Texans make the biggest move this entire offseason and trade for all-pro receiver Justin Jefferson? I'm going to tell you how they could and if it is a good move or if the Texans are going to regret that move if they make it. Now, this could move mountains for the Houston Texans. I'll break it all down in just a moment, but before I do, join the family. Subscribe for daily Texans videos all off season long. We're breaking down the latest Texans news and rumors whenever it comes to NFL free agency, the 2024 NFL draft. We'll be breaking down every single pick the Texans make in the 2024 NFL draft. So, if you want to stay locked in with your team, join the fastest growing Texans channel on YouTube today and hit that sub button down below. And I want to give a shout out to everybody who's already subscribed. I started this journey about over a year ago. Started out with a little over 2,000, 3,000 subs on this channel, and we've really grown this past year. So if you're a subscriber, type me down in the comment section so I can show you some love. I really do appreciate everybody who takes time out of their day to watch this channel and help this community grow. It means a lot to me. So let's get right into why everybody clicked into this video. Could the Houston Texans make a trade for Justin Jefferson? Well, Jefferson is looking for a new contract to reset the receiver market, and he's hesitant to stay with Minnesota due to their, QB situation they got going on in Minnesota. They really don't know who's going to be their signal caller next season. And rumor is Minnesota's trying to move up in the draft for a quarterback. Could they trade Jefferson to acquire more picks to thus move up into the top 3 and get one of those top quarterbacks? Could be. This coming in from JPA Football today, or just a couple days ago. The Vikings are hesitant to give star wide receiver Justin Jefferson fully guaranteed money after the first year in a new deal per Pro Football Talk. It's not the dollars, it's the structure. They don't want to guarantee in full money beyond the first year on a deal for anyone other than the quarterback position. Now, Minnesota very famously giving Kirk Cousins multiple contracts of fully guaranteed money. So they don't want to give a fully guaranteed contract to their best player on the football team. Seems a little odd to me. But I want to ask you this question because I was kind of going over it in my head my reaction would be, what I would do if the Texans did pull the trigger and make a move for Justin Jefferson. So I want to hear from you folks at home. What would be your one-word reaction if the Texans traded for Justin Jefferson? Wow. Oh my goodness. Holy guacamole. Let me know what you would be thinking, your one-word reaction if the Texans did make a move for the all-pro wide receiver. Now first, I'm going to tell you why the Texans should trade for Justin Jefferson. And the first one, super obvious. I think he's a top 3 wide receiver in the NFL right now. When healthy, Justin Jefferson, he might even be the best receiver in the National Football League when he is healthy. As we look at his stats over the past 4 years, it's incredible. Eye-popping numbers. Over 1,000 yards this year. Yeah, and he only played 10 games this year. And if you're worried about his health, he has been relatively healthy his entire career. Last year, over 1,800 yards and 8 touchdowns. This dude is a machine. He has an insane catch radius, is able to get open effortlessly, has the speed, has the size. He has everything you're looking for in a top wide receiver in the National Football League, and the numbers surely do back it up. And, oh yeah, he's done all that. He's still only 24 years old. He matches up with the Texans' timeline of having C.J. Stroud, having Nico Collins, Tank Dell, having a young core around this squad, and you're acquiring him. You're going to be able to compete for years to come, be a Super Bowl contender for years to come if you trade for Justin Jefferson, because this offense is going to be one of the most potent offenses in the entire National Football League. And going on to that point, the Super Bowl window for the Houston Texans is now. It is right now for this team. You have a star quarterback, possibly a top 5 quarterback on a rookie deal, now is the time you spend money. Now is the time, Nick Caserio, DeMeco Ryans, you back up the Brinks and you get the absolute best team you possibly can around CJ Stroud and you make a run for a title. Because once this guy right here, once his rookie deal is up, you're going to be paying him bukus and bukus of dollar bills. You will not have a lot of money to spend on other players around him. You're possibly going to lose some of your best players once CJ Stroud's rookie deal is up. So you got to strike while the iron is hot. You have to take advantage of it. We've seen it by multiple teams. The Philadelphia Eagles with Jalen Hurts. He was on a rookie deal. They absolutely loaded up that roster, and they made it to a Super Bowl. The Texans have to do that right now with CJ Stroud. They have to be extremely busy this offseason, and they have to build a Super Bowl caliber team around this young man because, like I said, their window's right now. Now, it's going to be still in the future once they sign into a contract. It's not like they can't make a Super Bowl once that happens. I mean, we see the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, but still, whenever you have a quarterback on a rookie deal and you know he's the guy, he's the franchise, you have to take advantage of it. And I think this should be 100% yes. I think I should see thousands of yeses in the comment section. Should the Texans go all in this offseason? Should they do every single possible big move they can to try to put a Super Bowl caliber team on the field? Let me know down in the comment section, yes or no. Type Y for yes, type N for no. I mean, I should see 1,000 yeses, 1,000 Ys in the comment section because why not? You gotta go do it. Get Houston a Super Bowl, their first ever Super Bowl in franchise history. You gotta do that for this team, for this city. Go all in, Nick Caserio. I am absolutely begging you. Now, we talked about all the fun stuff, why the Texans should trade for Justin Jefferson, but I'm going to tell you why they might not be able to trade for Justin Jefferson in just a moment. And hint, it's going to cost you a lot. Not only money, but also draft capital. We'll break that all down coming up, and I'll give you my trade idea. But first, got to show some love to the sponsor of today's video, and that is Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Me and the folks here at Chat Sports, we had a doozy of a day yesterday on something that I usually don't give two F's about, and that's NASCAR. I really don't care about NASCAR. I don't watch NASCAR. I don't really like NASCAR, but you know whose eyes were glued on the screen yesterday watching the Daytona 500? This guy. This guy right here. Because I put some money down on Prize Picks on some NASCAR. And hey, you're like, hey, why would I do that? Why? Anything that you watch and you can put down Prize Picks, do it. It makes it 10 times more fun to watch, 10 times more interesting. They have NBA, NHL, MLB, heck, even UFC, which I'm actually a big fan of UFC, so that's a really fun play there as well. But they're the largest daily fantasy sports app in North America. They have daily discounts and specials, and like I said, when you use that code CLNS or go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, you're going to get a $100 deposit match. So go get started today. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS for that $100 deposit match. All you got to do is pick 2 or more players from any sport, choose more or less on their projected stats, and place your entry. That's why Prize Picks is daily fantasy sports made easy. Now, let's get into the not-so-fun convo. Why the Texans won't trade for Justin Jefferson. First up, you have to give up a ton of draft capital. And for a guy that's not a quarterback, I mean, this is the projected trade that I've seen and that I kind of cooked up for the Texans getting Justin Jefferson. You're going to have to give up your first-round pick this year and your first-round pick next year, plus a third-round pick in next year's draft as well. So a good amount of draft capital. You get Justin Jefferson, and I threw in a 2025 7th because I feel like in these trades you always get the team getting the best player always gets a random late-round pick. Oh, a 2025 7th. That kind of balances the scales, right? Right? I don't know. You tell me. Who wins this trade? Is it the Houston Texans, type HOU, or is it the Minnesota Vikings, type MIN? I'm interested to hear what you have to say. Are the Texans giving too much, or are they not giving up enough? Let me know down in the comment section who wins this trade. Next up, you don't only have to spend a ton of draft capital to get Justin Jefferson, you're also going to have to pay him. Part of that reason why he's wanting out of Minnesota is because they don't want to pay him and they don't want to give him a guaranteed contract with a lot of guaranteed money. Now, here are the highest paid wide receivers per year. This is just based on annual salary, not guaranteed money, but you're going to have to pay him in that Tyreek Hill range, $30 million a year, upwards of that. And it's going to be all guaranteed. So you're going to have to make him a top paid receiver in this league. No way he's taking less than Devontae Adams, I don't think. I don't think he goes under $28 million a year because he, like I said, he is a 24-year-old star wide receiver in this league, and he wants to get paid like the best wide receiver. So you're looking at a deal, probably 4 years, $120 million fully guaranteed. Maybe more than that, 4 years, $130 million fully guaranteed for the services of Justin Jefferson. And that's just the starting point of whenever you're going to have to pay this young man. And lastly, the Texans still have needs in other areas that they're going to have to address either in free agency or the draft. And this is a double doozy because if you trade for Jefferson, you're not going to be able to fill those needs in the draft because you're going to be giving up your first-round pick. And it's going to hinder you in free agency because you're going to have to pay Justin Jefferson as well. So these needs, receivers fifth on my list for Texans' top offseason needs this year. Defensive line needs a ton of work. You need some help in the secondary. You need another running back, and I'd like to see them kind of beef up the offensive line a little bit more this offseason, help keep CJ a little bit healthy. But even with all that, even with all the negative things of why you shouldn't get Justin Jefferson, like I said, he's still a top guy in this league. You got to at least ponder the idea. I mean, come on. He's not happy in Minnesota. He wants out, especially if the Vikings aren't able to get a top quarterback in the draft or in free agency this year, and he wants to win now. He wants to win, and the Houston Texans, they need to win. They have not made it to a Super Bowl in franchise history. Could Justin Jefferson be the piece that pushes the Texans over the edge? Now, I'm going to continue breaking down the latest Texans news and rumors around free agency, around the draft, all off-season long. So make sure to hit that sub button and follow me on Twitter at Jeremy Chuggs for the latest Texans news and rumors, updates around the NFL as well. Go to youtube.com/TexansTV to keep updated. My promise to you, hit that sub button. If you don't like the content in a week from now, you can always unsub. It's 100% free. But at least give me a week to prove to you why we are the #1 Texans YouTube channel on the internet.